All right, everyone, let's come to standing on your mat. Feel those feet nice and grounded, aligning the body. And we're going to enjoy 3 cleansing breaths. Inhale, circle your arms all the way up over your head, and then open mouth, exhale. Take 2 more big breaths just like that. Inhaling calmness. Start to feel your mind shift to this place of center. 1 more big breath in and big breath out. Keeping your palms pressed at heart center, seal your lips and breathe equally in and out of your nose, cultivating our yogic breath, the most important part of our practice. Also, as you're here, I want you to set an intention to maintain and create calmness while facing uncertainty or any challenge. Whether that challenge be on your mat or off your mat, let our yoga practice come into action. As many of our lives have shifted dramatically, this is our time more than ever that we need our practice and we need to maintain our alignment, our mind-body connection, and that sense of peace and calm that we receive from our moving meditation, our breath control, our practice. Let's start and come to Tadasana Mountain Pose. Reach your arms up over your head. Drop those shoulders. Ground through your feet. Pull your calves forward and push your thighs back. Little micro bend in your knee. Inhale to lengthen, lifting through the lumbar spine. Exhale, back bend. As you inhale, rise up to center. Pivot from your pelvic bone, forward fold. As your body is over your legs, feel your spine lengthening and stabilizing. Inhale, halfway lift, flattening your spine, creating a 90-degree angle, pressing the weight forward in the front of the feet. As you exhale, fold forward, squat, tuck, and round, creating a cannonball-like shape, lifting your heels high. Chin is tucked into your chest. Feel that upper back expand. Inhale, rise it up, halfway lift, and then exhaling, fold forward. Do it again. Inhale, rise up, Tadasana Mountain Pose. Lengthen, reach. Exhale, back bend. Feel the curvatures down the spine. Inhale, reach up and lengthen, and then exhale, folding forward. Breathe into your flat back, halfway lift. Exhale to release. Bend your knees, round over your legs, forehead to your knees. As you round the upper back, feel it expand as you breathe deeply. And then on your next inhale, rise up, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe in, arms up overhead, Tadasana Mountain Pose. Lengthen, exhale, back bend, opening your arms wide. Inhale, reach up to center. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, flat back, halfway lift. Exhale, begin to squat, tuck, and round. Find some balance here if you like by wrapping your arms around your shins, keeping your chin tucked to your chest. Breathing. Inhale, rise up, flat back, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe in, Tadasana Mountain Pose. Find the body alignment. Reach the arms up overhead. Connect your palms together. Interlace your fingers. Release your pointers. Prepare for our half moon side bending pose. Make sure that your hips and shoulders are squared, ears over the shoulders, stabilizing the pelvis and lengthen the spine. As you reach on over to the left side, ground through your feet. Lift along the side to support that arc. Stretch, feel it between the hip and the shoulder. Big breath in, big breath out. Inhale brings you back to center, and then exhale, reach over to the right. Again, making sure that you evenly spread the side body from the hip up to the shoulder. Keeping the belly tucked in and the hips and shoulders squared. Another big breath here, lengthening. Exhale, reaching. And then inhale, come back up to center. Preparing for our back bend. drop your head just to help release the shoulders, loosen up the neck. Remembering as you bend back, you bring space in the lower back and the neck. You bend from the thoracic spine, the upper, and then feel as you relax the front of your body, you strengthen the back of your body. Keep reaching, hips push forward, and then inhale rises you up. Bend your knees slightly, flatten your back and fold forward. Enjoy this forward bend for a round of breaths as you lengthen the lumbar spine. Moving into our hands to feet pose, bending your knees, resting your belly on your thighs. Calves are connected to your forearms, lifting the heels, rolling the weight to the balls of the feet. Letting gravity lengthen the spine, keeping your torso relaxed, belly on the thighs. Maybe hips start to stretch up to the sky. Making sure to remain that connection of forearms to calf muscles and inner ankle bones connected. Head draws to the mat. Then bring your palms to touch. Inhale, rise all the way up to standing. Separate your feet 6 inches apart, setting us up for our awkward pose, chair series. Reach your arms forward, press the weight into your heels. Take a big breath in and then exhale, lower into your chair pose. This standing series is warming up the lower body and mind, toning the ankle, the knee joints, the legs, keeping your core strong, dropping those hips a little lower, breathing deeply. And then inhale rises you up to standing. Second, roll the weight into the balls of your feet. Keep your heels lifted as you begin to lower down into your second chair. Utkatasana. Utkata means powerful pose. Keep your toes relaxed, your breath smooth and steady, chin parallel to the floor. Breathe. And then inhale, rise all the way up. Third pose. So let's start to shift the weight forward in the feet. Big toes touch, heels lift, knees slide together, turning your legs inward. Feel your shoulders remain above your hips as your back slides down a wall. Aiming for your thighs to be parallel to the floor. If you'd like to take some bounces, find it here for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, rise all the way back up to standing. So we are going to get ready for our balancing series. Our first one is our one-legged mountain into figure 4. Maybe working your arm balance or just enjoying this pose where you're at. Staying connected to your breath and your body. Okay, let's get into it. Come to Tadasana mountain pose. Ground down through the left leg and start to pull your right foot off the mat, bending at your knee. Engaging the core, maintaining that alignment. If you want a little more, stretch your right leg forward. And then let's find our figure 4. So swiping your right ankle on your left thigh. Hands come to heart center, start to bend into your standing leg. Maybe the elbows guide down towards your ankle and knee. You can stay right there, or if you want to go a little bit deeper, finding a forward fold, bringing your hands to the mat, forehead to your shin. From here, you can move into an inversion flying pigeon by hooking your right foot around your left tricep, starting to use that core strength to float your left leg off of your mat. Just play around. And then you'll use your inhale breath to come all the way back up, finding that one leg Tadasana mountain pose. And then coming to center. Second side. Left leg begins to lift up. Flex that foot, keeping that whole leg strong and activated. If you want, extend it forward. And then beginning to find your figure 4, ankle swipes on your right thigh. Hands make their way to heart center. Keeping your back nice and straight, dropping the hips lower, bending into the standing leg. Going even deeper by releasing your hands to your ground. Forward fold. If you did so on the first side, play around with that arm balance. Again, left knees on the left tricep, left foot around the right tricep, pushing away from the mat, lifting the right leg up. Awesome. And then let's come all the way back to one-legged mountain pose. And then release, standing. Moving into eagle, sweeping your right elbow underneath your left, finding your eagle-bound arms, connecting, squeezing them together. You can bring movement into your shoulders. And then we'll begin to find a chair pose, dropping into the hips and the knees. Take the right leg, crossing it over your left. Squeeze those thighs together. Keep your gaze steady and forward and your breath smooth. Core is activated here, keeping the belly tucked in. Stimulates all the major joints through the body, ankles, knees, and hips, shoulders, elbows, wrists. Then begin to move into your eagle-bound airplane, unraveling the legs, reaching the right leg back, arms stretch forward. Holding and breathing in this pose, keeping your hips squared, and then making your way to standing stick. Lengthening through the whole body, extending the spine, belly pulls to the back. And then inhale, rising all the way back up. Second side, left arm sweeps underneath the right, eagle-bound arms. Again, you try to keep the wrists over the elbows and the hands away from the face. Take a big breath in and then exhale, drop into chair pose and swipe the left leg over the right. As you cross, making an X with the thighs, continuing to close any gaps in your extremities. Stay seated upright. Chest and abdomen open. Take some deep breaths. As you come out on an exhale, release your twisted legs and start to sweep that left leg back. Continuing to extend and lengthen through your side bodies and your spine. And then you'll begin to find standing stick. So bringing your palms together in front of your heart, reaching them forward. Lengthening, balancing, creating that capital T. Feel the increase of blood flow to your heart in this balancing posture. Inhale, bring it up. Take a moment. And we're going to move into our standing head to knee pose. This pose, the primary focus is keeping that standing leg straight and stable. So beginning to root down through the left leg, we're going to lift our right foot off of the mat, bending at the knee. Find a balance between strength and flexibility. You can stay right here. If you'd like to move deeper, begin to round over that right thigh, tucking your fingers underneath your foot. If you can go deeper into this pose, we want that right leg to become parallel to the floor. Foot flex and fingers interlace behind it. Elbows drop below the calf and spine rounds over, forehead comes to knee. Your release is going to bring you into standing bow. So grabbing onto the inside arch of your right foot, left arm extends. You want to resemble an archer's bow. Feel it in your spine as you begin to move into the pose. You continue to kick your right foot back. And balance and breathe. And when you're ready to release, we'll come to it on the left side. Okay, shift onto your right leg. Lift your left thigh so it's parallel to the floor, interlacing your fingers around the knee. Again, staying here, establishing this strength and balance. Or if you'd like, take your torso, round it over that left thigh. Keep your abdomen in and upper body up to prevent your center of gravity from shifting forward. As you place your hands underneath your left foot, kick your heel, straightening that left leg, rounding forehead to knee. Balancing, increasing your flexibility. And when you're ready to release, left leg sweeps back, grabbing onto the inside arch. Knees sweep past each other as you create your standing bow. The heel always reaches away from the body. You feel the stretch in the shoulder, strength of your back. Smooth breath. Exhale to release. Let's flow. Inhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Exhale to your back bend, releasing the front of the body, lengthening the back. Inhale brings you back up to center. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, flat back, reset the spine. And then exhale to plank pose, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Find this inverted shape V, this shape in your body. Pulling the hips and the tailbone back and high. Dropping the heels, opening up the legs. Press the palms into the mat and inhale, right leg high. And on your exhale, let's step the foot forward, low lunge, working a nice twist from here. Breathe in, right arm reaches up to the sky. And then exhale to fold. Let's inhale, open up to warrior two pose. Feel your feet grounded. Feeling the center of your body as your shoulders remain above your hips and that inner groin just drops down towards the mat. Take a big breath in here and then let's exhale, extended side angle. Your right arm reaches down. Your left arm can go up towards the sky or working a bind. Or if you'd like to move into our bird of paradise, walking the back foot forward, keeping that bind. Feel the strength in your shoulders. The bind holds the leg, maybe extending the right toes up towards the sky. And for your release, coming back to warrior two. And then inhaling, reverse your warrior, open up the right side. Get that amazing stretch. And then breathing in, coming to star pose, opening up the front of your body. And then as you exhale, pivot from your hips, fold forward. Just taking your time here, allowing the crown of the head to melt towards the mat. Feeling free to take an inversion, shift your perspective. Whatever feels best for you, or even working some side body stretches or a twist. I love getting upside down, letting that blood flow to my brain. And then when you're ready, we're all coming back to our star pose. So inhale, rising up. Palms reach up overhead. Bring your feet a little closer together. And then we're going to spin on our heels, turning over towards the right, toes point forward. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to round down, coming into pyramid or separate leg forehead to knee. Keeping your chin tucked tightly into your chest, helping to stimulate your metabolism. Inhale, rises you all the way back up. From here, interlace your fingers at your lower back. Breathe in, straighten your arms, expand your chest. And then exhale to toppling tree pose. All the weight shifts onto your right leg. Begin to float your left leg up towards the sky, tilting your torso forward. Heart comes over the right leg. Whenever you're ready to have your hands come to the mat, working your standing splits. You can enjoy that. If you want to play around with handstand kick-ups, pressing away from the earth. Keep breathing here. And then we're all going to take our flow. So stepping back to plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Take a big breath here. Inhale. Exhale. And then come to child's pose for a breath. Let your belly come in between the thighs and hips open. And then we're going to get right onto our left side. So coming back to downward facing dog. Inhaling, lifting the left leg up towards the sky. And then exhale, step it through. Let's twist it out. Right hand remains on the mat. Inhale, left arm goes up. Twist from the belly. Release it down and then inhale to warrior two pose. Again, find your center. Pressing the shoulders over those hips. Left knee over your ankle. Triceps engaged. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, hot style triangle pose. Take the same variation you did on your right side. Maybe working that bind or moving into our bird of paradise. Keeping a bind in the arms and the fingers interlaced. Step your right foot forward. Begin to stabilize through the standing leg. Left leg begins to reach, toes go up towards the sky. Gently releasing back and inhaling into your peaceful warrior, a reverse warrior. Keeping the bend in the left knee and right leg straight. As you inhale, rise up, finding our goddess pose or yogi squat. Heels in, toes turn out. Take a dip in the shoulders here, like you've been to the chiropractor. Knees remain pressing back, inner thighs rolling to the back. Lift up that right heel and let's pulse it for 3, 2, 1. Release, left heel comes up, pulse. Release, see if you can take both heels up and bounce. 3, drop that tailbone. 2, 1. Inhale, arms go up overhead, keep the palms connected. Exhale, bend into the knees. Drop it down. 2 more like that. Inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Inhale to come back. Shift your hips so now the shoulders are squared above them. Chin tucks into your chest. Toes point forward, rolling the body down. Continuing to pull that left hip back, right hip forward. Inhale is going to bring you all the way back up. Interlace your fingers at your lower back. Begin to press into that front leg, starting to float your right leg high up off the mat. As you find your landing and standing splits, working on your flexibility, opening up through your hip space, or if you want to find those handstand kick-ups again. Or maybe balance by grabbing onto your ankle. And then we'll step it back to plank pose and flow, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhaling up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. From down dog, walk your hands to meet your feet at the back of your mat. You can take your feet out wide, either moving into crow pose, Bakasana, or finding garland pose by taking that hip opener. Again, stay connected to your breath, inviting peace and calm. From here, let's lift our hips up, bring our feet together, and rise all the way up to standing. Circle your arms up high and bring your palms together at heart center. Let's find our balancing, working our tree pose. We're going to ground down through the right leg, slide your left foot, either inner calf, inner thigh. Again, feeling centered. Building stabilization through the body, calmness of the mind. And then let's release. Take our tree to our second side. Sliding the foot, again, make sure to place it above or below your knee joint. Every inhale breath helps to lengthen our body. Feel yourself rise, growing 2 inches taller. Bring your palms back to your heart center and release. Let's flow. Inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, back bend, Anivitasana. Inhaling, reaching back up to center. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back, halfway lift. And then exhale, jump it back to plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Little bit of core. Right leg high and right knee to right tricep. Breathe in to extend and then exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, cross it to your left. Inhale, coming back. Exhale, down dog. Second side, left leg high. Exhale, sweep the knee forward. 2 more, breathe it in. Exhale. Last one, inhale here. Exhale, knee to the tricep. Inhale to extend. Exhale, down dog. Roll into your plank pose. Your option, you can take a flow or just come right down to your bellies. Our first spine strengthening is Cobra Pose. Bring your hands under your shoulders. Inhale, lift your heart up, maybe hands float up. Making sure to keep your neck long and your shoulders drop down. Breathe in. And then exhale to release. Next, we move into our half locust pose. Here you want to bring your hands underneath your body. Pinkies touch, fingers reaching towards your knees. Inhale, taking one leg up towards the sky. Exhaling to release. And then breathing in, opposite leg goes up. Exhale to release. Now from here, you want to visualize a seesaw. Add weight into the upper body and lighten the legs. Lift them up as high as you can, pressing into the hands, the forearms, the elbows. Take a moment to relax your whole body. Deep breath. Our next is our locust pose, Salambhasana. This strengthens the middle part of the spine. So taking your arms out wide like the letter T, you're interlacing the fingers at the lower back. We're going to breathe in and lift the heart and the legs. You can feel your lengthening through the groin and the strengthening of the hamstrings. Keep lifting, breathing in, and exhaling to release. Awesome job. Next is going to be our bow pose, floor posture. This manipulates every segment of the spine to help create openings all through the body, and that helps us get into a safe back bend. So grabbing onto the feet and then beginning to kick back into your hands, lifting up the legs. Aiming to hold this pose as twice as long as you can. Open the chest, the groin, the thighs. Big breaths here. And on your exhale, release. Take a moment to relax here. Our next pose is called our fixed firm pose. If you feel ready, begin to rise up onto your knees, bringing them together to touch and spreading your feet out wide, but keeping your heels right by your hip bones. This pose stretches the front of the thighs and the groin. Also is huge for the knees. Can bring a lot of rehab if you have any injury, but also a lot of pain if you do it incorrectly. So make sure to take any props that you need, place them underneath your seat. Keep your heels by your hips. And if it feels okay, you can start to move deeper by bringing your spine onto the back of your mat. Once you're laying on your back, use your breath to neutralize your spine. Create a soft space through the lower back and the cervical regions. Inhaling, opening the chest, lengthening between the knees and the hip crest. Be gentle with your body. Take your time. If you feel ready to rise up, mindfully transition to downward facing dog. Enjoy for just a moment. And then we'll come to our knees. setting us up for half tortoise pose. As your hips are on your heels, reach your arms up overhead, keeping your knees together to touch. Use your core strength, fold forward, bringing the belly on top of the thighs. Only the forehead and the pinky should remain touching down on the mat. Keep pulling everything in, breathe. Use your breath in the pose to create space in the back and the thighs and the buttocks. And then inhale to rise all the way up with control. Hands release onto your side, come up onto your knees. Ustrasana camel pose is next. Separate your knees 6 inches apart, hands to your back. Creating space here, inhaling, lengthening through the lumbar spine and your neck, bending back from the middle, the torso, the abdomen, opening up the neck and the chest, arching your upper spine, reach back to grab your heels. Lift your spine to stretch open your chest. Breathe into this intense back bend. And then inhaling, bringing your hands to your spine, rising all the way up. And then bring your hips to your heels, neutralize your back. Just take a moment, deep breath. Next is rabbit pose, Sasangasana. Hips stay on your heels, hands reach back and grab your feet. Begin to round, tucking your chin to your chest, forehead to your knees, almost like you're going to attempt a somersault rolling onto the crown of your head. Keep your shoulders away from your ears, preventing your head and neck compression. Breathe. This pose stimulates glands and vital organs. Be careful as you rise up. And then making your way into downward facing dog to get us set up for our hip opening pigeon pose. We'll start with our right leg. So inhale, taking your right leg up towards the sky, maybe wild thing if you'd like. And then moving into half pigeon Ekapada Rajakapotasana. Sweeping the right knee to your right wrist, placing your shin on the mat, keeping a flexion in your right foot. Making sure your back left leg is straight behind you and your body is squared forward. Inhale to lengthen, and then exhaling, beginning to bow over the legs. Just enjoy this big stretch here. Inviting in that feeling of being centered and grounded. Starting to calm the body, connecting it to the calmness of the mind. Deep breaths here. Whenever you're ready to rise, you can make your way through any other asana that you like. I'm here doing mermaid. And then we'll all meet in our downward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Prepare yourself to move on your left side, your left hip open. Taking the left leg high. Again, maybe stacking the knee, finding your wild thing. And then bringing your left knee to your left wrist. Try to sweep that left ankle up towards your right hand. Placing your shin on the mat, hips drop down. Feel the heaviness in the lower body. Make sure your back foot is straight behind you. Whenever you're ready, you can take a deeper surrender to the pose by folding your body over your left leg. We continue to create space through our whole body as we begin to come towards the end of our practice. Gives us an opportunity to really tune into that space. Feeling centered, again, feeling grounded. Know that you've been aiming to maintain this best alignment to your best self, to what you need. Take some deep breaths. And when you're ready, just slowly transitioning out of your pose into any other asana that you'd like. We'll all meet in our downward facing dog, our last down dog of the practice. From down dog, feel free to take another vinyasa flow, or step or hop through, coming to a seat on your mat. And we'll bring our feet forward, stretching our legs in front of us. Sitting up nice and tall. Inhale, arms go up overhead, and then exhale to our seated forward fold, our Paschimottanasana. Bringing a nice compression here on our belly or on the abdominal organs. And creating just a little bit more space through the legs and the back. And then inhale to bring you up, and then exhale to slowly lower you down onto your back. And then from here, let's find our happy baby pose. So the soles of your feet look like they're gonna walk on your ceiling or whatever's up above you, bending your knees into your side bodies, reaching towards your underarms. Bringing movement if you'd like. And then coming back, releasing the left leg down, guiding your right knee in and over your body. Spinal twist. A great time to wring out any fear, any anxiety that we're holding in our bodies. As you come back to center, realign your spine. And then let's twist to the second side. So right leg goes straight down and left knee comes across your body. Making sure to keep both of your shoulders remained glued to the mat. Great way to bring some healing into your lower back. And then when you're ready, slowly unravel that side. Bring your knees back into your chest. From here, I want to work a bridge pose if you're up for it. Soles of your feet down on the mat, heels kind of driving towards your glutes. Hands come down by your side. On your inhale, lift your hips up. Pressing into the feet. Strengthening your knees and ankles. Increasing the blood flow to your heart. Also cleansing your throat chakra with that compression there. Slowly release your spine back onto the mat. Your option if you'd like to take another bridge pose, or if your body feels warm and ready for a wheel pose, press the palms into the mat, the feet into the mat. Lift your hips, your heart, your belly towards the sky. Whenever you're ready to come out, make sure you tuck your chin to your chest and roll the back onto the mat. And from here, if there's one last asana that you'd like to move through, I love taking shoulder stand after a practice, allowing just another inversion in, draining the blood from the toes and the feet and the ankles down into my belly, my chest, my lungs, my heart, my throat. Continuing to breathe and absorb the healing benefits of this practice, of this pose. Notice how your mind feels. Calmly begin to place the legs over the head if you're in shoulder stand, and just coming all the way down to your backs. Preparing for Shavasana, our resting pose. Its essence is relaxation. This pose can help relieve fatigue, promotes that peace of mind and calmness through the mind and body. Relax the torso, the ribs, the chest, the navel, the throat. Relax the legs, slide your heels away, dropping your feet towards the earth. Closing your eyelids, turning your gaze inward. Making sure you have a natural breath moving in and out of your body. When you're ready, gently stretch your skin with soft, full breaths. Inhaling to draw your knees towards your chest, rolling over onto your side. Sinking into that feeling of relaxation and re-energizing of body, mind, and spirit. Making your way slowly into a seated position. Big breath, circle the arms up overhead, bring your palms to heart center. Thank you so much for joining me for this hot fusion practice from your home. It's truly been an honor to guide you from my space. Wishing you love, light, happiness, and I'll see you soon. Namaste.